Hey, what's going on? Today I'm going to be taking the Transformers Kingdom Battle Across Time Collection, Maximal Skywarp, and Sideswipe 2-pack. So this is an Amazon exclusive, a pretty hard to find set, so definitely if you see it, I would suggest to get it. In today's review, I'm only going to be taking a look at Skywarp, and of course in part 2, I'll be taking a look at Sideswipe. So Skywarp here is a repaint site remold of Eraser, which I will take out in just a second for a comparison. Before we take a look, let's take a look at the packaging. So here is the packaging, which does look really, really nice. If you're wondering that it's kind of half of art, that's because there is another Battle Across Time collection pack that came with a Earth Mode Mirage and a repaint of Dinobot Maximal Grimlock, and if you get both of those packs, you can connect the boxes to a really, really cool piece of artwork, which I will show in one of these reviews, maybe several of them. Not this one, but I will show it sometime, so do stay tuned for that. But very, very nice artwork of Sideswipe and Skywarp there. We have Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy. We have Battle Across Time Collection. On the side, we do have Scorponok there, which does look really, really cool. On the back, Skywarp transforms into 22 steps, Sideswipe transforms into 16 steps, and that's pretty much it for the packaging, so let's take a look at Skywarp. Here we have Maximal Skywarp, and I think he looks absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at the details. So we're going to start at the top. So with the wings, we have some white for the tips, some lighter brown there, some darker brown, and a lot of texturing all over the figure, for especially the wings, the head there, the shoulders. Just looks really, really good. Looks amazing. Just lots of texturing, lots of detailing on both sides of the wings. I'll show you the back in just a second. But for the head sculpt, I think it looks really, really cool. We have some white and an eagle face on the top of the head. That looks really, really nice. Some yellow for the beak. Some white and nice eyebrow detailing. Looks really, really good. We do have some silver for the face, some red for the eyes. We do have some light brown on both sides of the back of the face. For the shoulders, some more dark brown, and there too we have some chrome on the sides, some white for the eagle face, some blue for the eyes, and some yellow for the beak. For the arms, we do have a nice Maximal symbol there, if you can see, right under that little shoulder piece. We do have some white for these little arm cannons, which are the same sculpt, just different paint. We do have really complete white for the rest of the arm. Same for the other side, just no Maximal symbol. For the waist, we do have some nice cream brown and dark brown. Also on the top of the legs as well, we do have some white and some more of that brown for the feet. On the back, that same nice detailing on the wings. Lots of really nice feather texturing detailing. Looks really, really good. And they're kind of curved, which is really nice. It does kind of curve at the end of the tips of the wings. Looks really, really nice. More texturing there. Lots of the same colors, really. We do have some gold back here, but that really comes into play later for the transformation into the eagle mode. So that's pretty much it for detail-wise. So accessory-wise, it comes with two of these really, really cool little arm cannons. And you can, of course, have them stored here, or you can just wiggle this off. And there is a section right there on the leg, and you can store it on the side of the leg, which you could also do for the other one, and you can also do for Eraser. So I think that looks really cool. Most of the time, I will probably typically store it here. I think that looks the coolest. So yeah, that's really it for storage-wise for the accessories. So let's get into some comparisons. Let me just zoom out the camera a tad bit so we can get everything in view. So here I have, of course, Skywarp with Maximal Eraser. I'm going to extend both the wings just to show you how good they look together. I will probably have to zoom the camera back even more because their wingspan is very, very wide. Very, very wide. But I think that looks super, super cool. So as you can see, there is more color with Skywarp over here with the wings. Really, Eraser's wings really just consist of a lot of gray. And that's pretty much it. A little bit of white at the end of the wings, just really kind of a weathering detailing, but still, they do look quite similar. The only difference is, of course, color and the sculpt of the head, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, they do look really, really cool. Same accessories, just, again, different deco, but really, really nice figures. I can show you the back of the wings, so as you can see, different detailing, but same of that feathering texture. which does look really, really nice. So that's one of the comparisons. I'm just going to rotate him back around. I'm going to compare Skywarp with his packmate, Sideswipe. So this is the Earth mode Sideswipe, which did come in this pack. I think he's a pretty good figure, and I think they do look quite good together. Of course, I could put this in more of a dynamic pose like on the box, but right now, I think they do look really, really cool. If you have this pack or not, do let me know between these two figures, which one do you like more? Also, between Airazor and Skywarp here, which one do you like more? I think I probably do like Airazor just a little bit more, just because she's such a classic character, really, really cool character in the show, and I'm just, you know, we're familiar with her. So there we go. So let's get into Articulation. So Articulation for this figure, there is a ball joint at the head, so it can rotate all the way around. It can look up, it can look down. For the arm, I'm just going to move the wings back a tiny bit. For the arm, it can rotate all the way around. This little shoulder pad piece can go up and down. Sometimes gets a little tight. There is a swivel at the arm, a bend, and there is some movement in the hand, but that is really due to transformation. For the waist, what I like to do, just to get this little piece out of the way, you're going to untab it from that section. You don't have to, it's just a little bit easier to access the articulation. This can rotate all the way around. For the legs, they can do the full splits. They can kick back and forward. There is a knee bend to a very good degree. There is a swivel. And there is another hinge here that can go forward. Also, there is a ball joint here at the foot, which you can sort of have an ankle tilt. So that's pretty much it for articulation for that. We can get into articulation for the wings, which I definitely save for last because there is so many hinges and stuff. So there's a hinge here that can go that far. Another hinge here, which can hinge that like that. Another hinge here, and this can extend and go in like that. Another way you can have the wings stored or positioned, you can hinge this in like that, and you can use these slots here, get that tab, and tab it in, just like that. So it's more of the compressed stealth look, which is pretty cool. So you can just compress these in, just like that. And of course you can have them out or have them down. I think it looks pretty cool to have them down like that. Just, you know, more of a neutral pose, not in battle or anything. I think that looks pretty cool. And you can still see all that really nice wing detailing and texturing and all that stuff. I think that looks really, really cool. So, I think that's pretty much it for articulation and all that stuff. So let's get into transformation. So first, what you're going to want to do is just take the weapons off, just like that. And then, what you can do is just extend the wings, just kind of unravel them. They don't need to be in a specific position or anything. And then, what you can do is, you can go back here, untab that section there. And then what you're going to want to do is go here, untab this section here. And then you're going to want to bring this whole assembly up. So it is on a hinge, it's on the lower part. You're going to want to bring it up and extend it. It may be hard to see, but if you look in there, there is a hinge in there. And you're going to want to bring that whole assembly up, like that. Before you tab everything in place, you're going to want to bring the eagle head around like that. So then, now you can finally collapse everything together like that. So there you go. And now we can get to the arms. So what you're going to do is rotate these in, collapse these pads, bring in the hands, and these will just fit right into that cavity just for all that space right there. Like that. Do the same thing for the other arm. Bring that hand in and fit that in that little area right there. And there you go. And now what we can do is you can rotate this whole section around like that. And then what you're going to want to do is bring this whole section around like this. So you're going to want to make sure to have these little round areas facing up or it won't work. So now to finally finish the legs, you can just bring this whole assembly, collapse it in, and there is a tab and a slot right there. That will just tab right into place. Sometimes it can be a little hard. Using that little hinge there, hinge that in, rotate the foot around to have, of course, the bird foot like that. Do the same thing on the other side, bring that in, collapse it. There is that same tab and slot, and that can just collapse right into place. Using that hinge, rotate the foot. And if you want to have a more dynamic pose, you can leave this little leaves the feathers back here up. I typically do compress it. I think that's what the instructions do say. But again, if you want a more dynamic pose, you can leave them out. But that is pretty much it for the eagle mode, and I think that looks really, really cool. Let me show you the weapon storage, and then we'll get into the details. So for the weapon storage, it's the exact same as Air Razor. You just go back here. They're actually the same place. This is the leg. It's that same thigh region where you just put them. You can have them facing forward or back. I'm going to have them facing forward so she can have some artillery ready for the Predacons. So there you go. If you don't want to put them all the way in, you don't have to. Sometimes it can be a pain to wiggle them out, but there you go. Very, very cool. And I will get a comparison between, of course, Skywarp and Air Razor and her Falcon mode in just a second. But let's take a look at the details. So, again, just amazing texturing detailing, a lot of fur detailing, or feather detailing, and I think that just looks really, really cool. Nice white for the tips, some dark brown there, that looks really, really good. More here, some whites, some more white for the head, some yellow for the beak, and blue for the eyes. On the front, that chrome that we saw earlier, really a lot of these details we saw earlier for the robot mode. Some more gold for the feet, which I really, really do like how they put these gold for the nails for the feet. I think that really, really works and pops. And yeah, really looks good. So let me show you articulation, then we'll get into some comparisons. So for the articulation for the wings, all the same. I don't really need to show you it again. You can still extend, bring them in, bring them out. All these hinges are still usable. Really the only areas I really need to show you are the head. This can rotate around. It can go in, down. Okay, so for the beak, it can open and close, except it's kind of a funny story. So with mine, I really cannot get the beak out because it is just so small, and I don't want to, pick at it and chip the paint. But on Air Razor, her mouth can open, so I'm assuming, of course, Skywarp, for the Eagle mode, it can do the exact same thing. So very, very cool. For the feet, ball joint, there is a hinge there. And of course, if you kind of want to uncollapse this section, this can go forward and back. And that's really it without untabbing things. You can untab the section from there and have more articulation, but then that would look kind of weird for a pose for the eagle. But that's really all the articulation for the standard, articulation for the eagle without untabbing something. So let's get into comparisons. Now to wrap up this review, let's get on with some comparisons. So here I have Skywarp, of course, with the Moldmate Air Razor. So as you can see, they are really, really similar, just the deco, that's all that's different with this mode. Of course, the robot mode, the only thing that was different was the head sculpt, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, they are very, very similar and very, very good looking birds. Of course, this one's an eagle, that one's more of a falcon, and that looks really, really cool side by side. I think the coolest look is like from the back, so you can see both of the very, very big wings and all that texturing and feather detailing. I think that looks really, really cool. So very, very nice. All the same articulation, the same accessories. As you can see, areas are stored in the same place, just of course different colors for the weapons, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into some final thoughts. So for the final thoughts, I think overall this figure is really, really good. I love the paint apps, lots of really, really good details, especially with the wings, lots of feathering, detailing, lots of texturing, looks very, very bird-like. The head sculpt for the eagle looks really, really nice, especially the head sculpt for the robot mode as well, just looks really amazing. The same accessories, but still really like them. I do kind of wish, I did really not mention this before, but I do kind of wish the accessories were painted different, because they do kind of blend in with the legs there. They're both white, so I do kind of wish maybe they were like yellow, or they could have just kept it the same kind of color as Ares. Her were more gold, or kind of a, yeah, more gold, or chrome. So yeah, overall just really, really good. Do wish it was a little bit easier to access the articulation, the beak to open, but still not the biggest thing in the world. So yeah, let me know what you think of this figure. I think it's really, really good. Of course, this is part 1 of the Battle Across Time collection pack. So next time we'll be looking at Earth Mode Sideswipe. So stay tuned for that, and I think that's it. So I'll see you next time.